What's up, everybody? I'm Marco Messina.
And I'm Michael Cantaris.
And welcome to Italian Football TV. Juventus did not win the Scudetto today. Who could have imagined? All they needed was a draw in Rome, but Roma beat Juventus 3-1 in an unexpected thriller.
Yes, the Serie is alive for one more week. I thought you were going to wrap it up, but not at the Stadio Olimpico. Roma played a great match.
They definitely gave everything they had to make sure that they regained that second place, which we know Napoli took back in this one, and it was fully deserved. Again, like we said, all Juve needed to get the Scudetto was a tie, but Roma came back from 1-0 down, scored 3 great goals, and definitely deserved this match. They were absolutely brilliant. Nainggolan worked his ass off this entire game, and the whole entire team deserves credit, and it's only 4 points behind first place.
That's right.
If they didn't mess up so many times, we could really have a Scudetto race that's on our hands.
You know what would be insane? Imagine people slip up.
Oh, next week
they need 1 point in the next 2 games.
Next week, Juventus play Crotone at home, and all they need is a tie. So you have to imagine that is already wrapped up. But how close it is, you really need to think that this Serie A is so much more competitive than we give it credit for, and the teams are stepping up.
I agree, and could you imagine if Roma and Napoli didn't slip up so much this season?
That's what I'm saying. 4 points is not that much.
It's just more of Juve being more confident and more being able to handle the smaller teams.
Exactly.
It's only 4 points. That's nothing.
I know, it's not that crazy.
And they hopped Napoli again. Poor Napoli can't catch a break.
Roma, this was their largest win in over 13 years against Juventus. And they conceded 3 goals. They scored 3 goals against Juventus. Juventus who only conceded 3 goals the entire Champions League.
That's incredible.
But Juve really didn't play their full team. They didn't want this match as much as Roma did. And it seems like they had their eyes more towards the Coppa Italia. And I don't think this one is that bad, because as a Juventus fan, the tension still stay on you. You know, nothing is won yet. Everything could be lost. And it's a good way to keep that pressure on. So it's not the end of the world. And again, against Crotone at home is still an ideal place to do that. Exactly. Let's look at some of the post-match comments, starting with the captain, Daniele De Rossi. He says, "I can't be any more happy than this moment right now. By sacrificing, we beat a team of monsters and deserved this win." Spalletti said, "The entire week, all we did was think about winning this match. Nothing else mattered except winning." And then from the Juventus side, Allegri said, "We fell asleep a bit in the second half. I need to congratulate Roma. We don't need to worry though. We simply need to realize what we did wrong and make sure it doesn't happen again." And then Bonucci simply said, "We did not play like Juventus." Pretty spot on from everyone.
Spot on from everyone. We all know Roma played the better match, and they were just hungry at the end of the day, and they got the 3 points.
At the end of the day, my favorite thing was still seeing Francesco Totti and Del Piero before the match give a little hug and take a great picture. Those guys are still legends, and in 2 weeks, we're going to see something very sad. Totti came in the end of the match, barely played. I don't think he even touched the ball. He ran in and then ran out. He did not look happy at the end of the match, but that's something for another video. The next game that we had is Torino against Napoli. A 5-goal thriller in this one. Every single goal coming from Napoli. Torino a complete mess, but Napoli just playing absolutely brilliant football under Maurizio Sarri. They had second place for a little while, but then Roma with this win pushed them back. What is there, 2 points difference?
2 points, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think, I knew Napoli was going to win. Not knew, I thought Napoli was going to win. But that much?
No, I know.
That much?
They're crazy. This is the 3rd time that they've been a team over 5-0 this season. Away. No, that's the first time ever anyone away has done this in Serie A's history. They are insane. 25 goals for Dries Mertens, a guy who's playing in a position he's never played for in his entire freaking life. What a player he is. Let's
talk about Torino. I know Napoli's a great team, the most attractive football in Italy, but Torino, we talked about their defense so much, and it kills me to say, what else is there to do?
I'm not surprised. Once Napoli scored the first goal, I said it's game over.
5 goals?
And Torino's one of those teams that once you score a goal on them, they seem to freaking crumble, and that's what happens. Belotti, again, hasn't scored in a few games.
Belotti hasn't scored in a long time.
Koulibaly has been stopping some amazing Serie A defenders. He had that stint after the African Cup of Nations, but man, has he come back, and he's been so strong for Napoli. What else do we got to say? Oh, the ball boy was the size of Insigne. I don't know. I had that in my notes.
I feel like we say this every other weekend. He's a short guy.
Joe Hart was absolutely, it took 5 goals. He's going back to England, and man, he just got massacred.
He did not look like he wanted to stay there anymore. He didn't even look like he wanted to try.
One other guy that did not look happy was Mihailovic. He was sent up in the stands because we know he was sent off against Juventus. Did not look happy. Would have loved to hear what he said inside that locker room after the game. And Sadi, after the match, he got into a little bit of a fight with the Italian reporters. He walked out of his interview. He had a little bit of an audio problem both times, and he left it saying, "I can't hear you, I'm leaving." But they kept asking him about that, how much he's making, and he's like, it undermines everything that Napoli did today. I don't know why they still need to talk about this before even giving credit for winning 5-0 and getting second place at that point. They talk about that, and I understand Sadi's frustration, but he also shouldn't give in to them.
He shouldn't give in to him, but these reporters are crazy. Remember how Spalletti won against Milan? Then they were talking about how they didn't bring on Totti. Maybe they target that.
Something negative.
It's just something that sells.
Yeah.
You shouldn't give in to that.
Anyway, another negative point is Inter. They lost to Sassuolo today, 2-1 in the early thriller. We both missed this match, but when I woke up and I checked the app and I saw that they lost, I was not even surprised.
Giuseppe Meazza, they're playing at home and they lose again.
I'm not surprised. 4 losses in a row.
Against Sassuolo.
4 losses in a freaking row.
Against Sassuolo, that's so poor.
They sacked Pioli. First game for Vecchi, the Primavera coach. What a joke it is. There was no need to ever sack Pioli with only freaking 3 games left. This is what they get. The fans were absolutely pissed. Before the match, they unveiled a veil which said, "Put this veil over our season this year." It was a joke. They also had a sign that thanked Pioli and said, "It's not your fault, Pioli, thank you." They bashed the players and said of a joke of a management. They blamed them. And also, the fans staged a walkout at halftime. They said, "You do not deserve our support. We are going to lunch." They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
I feel bad for the Inter fans, to be honest.
I do too.
Eder, what did Eder say?
Eder, after the match, he said, "Inter doesn't deserve another year like this. If you don't want Inter 100%, then it's best you leave. We need people that want to stay here."
I agree 100%. This disgraceful from Inter, their players. We can see on the second goal, Brozovic, he didn't even run back to get his man after the mistake.
Wasn't it Perisic? Perisic is the one that raised his hand. Yeah, Perisic, I don't know why you're doing that. Just freaking keep playing until the referee blows the whistle.
It was just
so many
disgraceful, their performances.
Similar to Milan, there are so many players who just simply do not deserve to be wearing this jersey.
Really?
It reminds me of Juventus pre-Conte, before. So many players that did not sweat and die for the jersey and realize what they were playing for when they should realize, and it all stems from the top. The fish rots from its head and it is rotten from the top. Absolutely no point in sacking Pioli with only 3 games left. I'm not saying that Pioli is the savior, but there was no point for that. It just shows a bad symbol for the club, bad for the players, bad for everyone, and it is absolutely a joke. I'm not surprised by this. Like I said, like 8 times in this video, and yeah, that's it. Simply put, that's it. It's not surprising for what Inter did this season. Completely underachieving from what the players they have. And I don't want to hear the bullshit that there's players that are not of the quality. I know that they're not of the quality. But are Atalanta's players that much better? Let's be honest. Everyone talks BS saying that, oh, these guys spend more money. These guys, you spent 40 million on Kondogbia. Don't give me the bullshit that you don't have money. Spend money in the smart way. Buy players who first are great people and fight for the jersey instead of just looking at them as just a player.
No, there's not.
Stupid.
I agree. Stupid. But it's management. They have amazing individual players, and it has to be something within the club. Because we talk about Inter all the time, how bad they're playing. Not just Inter, Milan too. The other Milan club, they're still not playing the best. I don't understand. They think the Chinese buying them is gonna save their season. Their management has to go with the board. It's something inside the club that has to change.
You said the board. I was like, no, not that guy.
He left.
Anyway, just to end this on a positive note, on a happy note, the Serie is so competitive. So only 4 points difference. Yes, Juventus is gonna win for the 6th season in a row, but you can't deny that things have gotten better.
From the other club. How many times did we say Roma Napoli slipped up, and now there's 4 points?
Next year is surely gonna be a great one, but there's still so much to look forward to. As always, thank you for watching. Leave a comment below and we'll talk to you soon. Ciao ragazzi.